All day, only 2 dogs keep him company. Loneliness flooding his heart like a tidal wave. He has to reconsider all the help and advice he ignored from Feifei. During the turmoil of his emotions, John could only drop his pride and stand alone in front of Feifei's house. He hoped for understanding, but Feifei wasn't home. Only her mom, Ellie, was busy until an outside commotion caught her attention. He quickly turned off the blaring music, and with curiosity, he went out to check, only to spot the silhouette of a stranger. Ellie got scared and quickly grabbed a trinket. John, finding himself in the living room, was instantly recognized by his mom. John was stunned by Ellie's unexpectedly youthful appearance as she changed into her simple yet elegant attire. They sat on the comfy couch chatting, and when Ellie mentioned if she had seen John's movie, her answer was. Their conversation was super awkward until John unexpectedly ordered a vodka. Xingyan was amazed by the miracle of their connection, but Feifei, out with friends, was totally oblivious to what was happening at home. Under the influence of a few drinks, their chatter picked up, and though Ellie wasn't exactly a die-hard fan, she knew John's roles inside. She even accurately identified it from ancient mythology, instantly sparking John's interest. He followed Ellie into a room stacked with books, completely shocked to discover that she was a literary award winner. Not only was Ellie a renowned writer, but John found himself filled with deep admiration, like a tidal wave crashing into his heart. This made him eager to learn more about her, and the alcohol spiced up the atmosphere instantly. The next second, John couldn't help but kiss Ellie, sending an electric jolt through her that made her shiver slightly. Seeing this, John thought his bold move upset her and hastily apologized, not realizing Ellie was simply taken aback by the sudden rush of feelings. After deeply feeling each other's emotions, they finally let go of the tension and shared a passionate kiss. Just when their emotions peaked, they were interrupted by Feifei walking in. Feifei bumped her head accidentally, and they hurriedly took her to the hospital. Feifei scolded them for their actions, but they shrugged off her complaints. Instead, they openly displayed affection, leaving Feifei feeling super awkward. Knowing John's notorious reputation, Feifei had no choice but to confide in her mom. She thought John was definitely not a trustworthy guy, especially with a 20-year age gap between them. But her mom explained that after being widowed for so many years, it's normal for regular women to have emotional needs too. Yet Feifei couldn't accept this fact, so after dropping her mom off at home, it was clear she hoped John would have her back as a personal assistant. This affair with her mother must come to an end. John understood this will never happen again. But John was already captivated by Ellie and asked her out to dinner the next day, feeling very excited. Ellie didn't hesitate and quickly opened her wardrobe, but couldn't find a suitable evening gown. Perhaps at that moment, she didn't realize this man was quietly entering her heart. As night fell, Ellie entered the restaurant elegantly dressed in a black evening gown. What surprised her even more was that John had rented out the entire restaurant for their date. However, Ellie was not inclined to accept such an elaborate and generous gesture. She firmly told John that they were not meant to be together. This sent John into a profound sense of regret, even though he considered himself as a catch. The dazzling John and Ellie chatted away at the table. They shared stories from their past to fun anecdotes about life, and their stars began to align. In a flirty atmosphere, John led Ellie to the set where he usually worked. The moonlight softly draped over them, and at that moment, John was no longer in the spotlight. Ellie was no longer the lonely single mom, but his partner, and they both dropped their facades. They played around like young lovers, with only their laughter echoing in the night sky. But John always remained that shining international superstar. At that very moment, John appeared to keenly sense the deep-seated worries of Ellie, gently bringing up her poetry, which caused her heart to suddenly skip a beat. She realized that John had been intrigued by her work all along, which stirred something deep within her. But she also knew she shouldn't get hurt and wouldn't allow lies to deceive her. Late at night, Ellie returned home to find her daughter had been waiting for her, causing a pang of guilt. Under her daughter's keen observation, Ellie explained everything that had happened, but she kept her intimate moments with John under wraps. They bloomed like flowers in a hidden corner, quietly thriving, immersed in the serene landscape of an island, soaking in the fresh sea breeze.